Well, it's defeat for Manchester City, Newcastle, Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest off the pitch as the Premier League and the Cartel clubs get their own way once again. Hello team, welcome back to Newcastle Fans TV. The international break is nearly over. Yes, we've got to wait till Monday, but at least proper football is sort of back tomorrow at least. Look, the big news that's going to sweep across today is the decision that the APT changes have been pushed through by the Premier League. 7 teams needed to vote against. We only got 4, which obviously Manchester City was leading the charge with that court case. Newcastle and Villa and Nottingham Forest backed City, but ultimately wasn't enough. Look, there are question marks around. I've got so many questions about this, so this is probably going to leave you with more questions than answers, I'm afraid. I just don't see what the likes of Wolves and Everton in particular have got to gain from siding with the Premier League. Everton suffered a points deduction. They're by no means a poor team and, could have used that to their advantage. As can Wolves. Wolves are incredibly wealthy, but spending limits imposed upon them have seen them go from Europa League participants and could well have been regular European challengers. So relegation fodder. I don't understand what they had to gain by supporting the Premier League. I just don't get it. We know full well why the likes of Newcastle and Villa in particular have sided with the City and tried to break the grain against the Premier League, who their statement is just so obnoxious. Here it is. I'll let you read that to yourselves. The last paragraph, the last line or two there is just... Masters and just has such a brass neck. It's absolutely incredible. But look, it is what it is. It doesn't really change anything in the near future. It just hampers and just... It's just so frustrating. It's stopping us spending again, once again. Obviously, City have the 115 charges to come. That's another thing for them to worry about. But yeah, this APT thing, it's just not going to help the likes of Newcastle and Villa try and break into that top 4 on a regular basis, and it keeps the likes of Manchester United and Chelsea in particular very, very happy indeed. The levels of spending and the level of debt those two teams in particular have accrued over the past 3, 4, 5 seasons is incredible and is a lot less sustainable than the likes of what Newcastle and Aston Villa could afford. Aston Villa are incredibly wealthy, have incredibly wealthy owners, and could really put it up along with the likes of ourselves. Obviously, our wealth is far superior than any other team in the Premier League, but it's the same as that old saying, water all around, not a drop to drink sort of thing when you're stuck at sea. We just cannot spend. It's the same old cartel crap. It's a big victory for the Premier League and Richard Masters. It's a big victory for the likes of the established top 4. You can see why the kind of lesser teams would support the Premier League in that. They don't want more competition at the top of the league. They want more competition for mid-table places, so they don't get left behind to make a kind of 2-tier Premier League, if you like, because it would leave the likes of Palace, Leicester and whoever, there's so many other teams in and around that mid-table. Brentford, a big one. West Ham, potentially as well, who we face on Monday night, of course. Emil Kraft is injured. Callum Wilson may feature. Trippier is also a bit further along than that, but I don't think they've got any realistic chance of starting by any means. You may see a couple of them off the bench. It would be nice to see Wilson off the bench. He's got a tremendous record against West Ham. But look, there's going to be a lot of frustration out there about this vote today and about the result and outcome of this challenge to the rules setters in English football. But yeah, let me know. Get your frustration out in the comments. I'm incredibly frustrated as well, but it's just frustrating when especially as we're around the corner from a transfer window. We want sponsorship for the training ground, the training kit, everything that the kind of these teams have that want to stop us doing. Incredibly frustrating for the likes of Nottingham Forest as well, whose spending levels, all right, they signed a lot of players. I wouldn't say their spending has been excessive. They're having a go. We've seen how competitive they've been this season as well. Fair play to them. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as it's sustainable and you're not left in a position of Leeds in the past with your Risdales of the world and you know, on a lower scale, the likes of Bury or whatnot. But, you know, these are multi-billionaire owners we're talking about, or trillionaires in our case. It's pathetic. We're totally hamstrung as per. But look, it'll be a relief when the on-the-field action comes again. But yeah, by all means, let your feelings be known in the comments. Don't forget to like this video as well. And normal service will be resumed on match day Monday evening. Stay tuned to Newcastle Fans TV.